the word tongue, right? I think that's how it kind of goes. So, yeah, but let's get into a little bit of the old mandatory mini camp. And as Dak was supposedly a little swelling of the knee, not going to do this much, and then all of a sudden he was out there in team drill, still doing things, and
Dealing.
yeah, out there doing a little bit, if you will. Um, Getting like I love like the little and look, it's underwear, right? Not underwear, but shorts, t-shirts, and even Shoddy kind of talks about that in general at the opening presser for this training camp in that or mini camp, I should say. Talking about Blue and doing the right things and maturity, but then he stopped and said, "No disrespect. I've seen a lot of guys in shorts look like it's all coming together, and the pads come on, and I'm wondering where they're at." So even then, or even still, perhaps I should say, is that he's still like, yeah, everything's going, it's good. I like where it's at. But once those come on, that's when real football starts. And he was very clear and upfront about that. And which I think we all believe that to be true. That's something we all believe from a football standpoint. Not many coaches will come out there and say them that with that vernacular, but I appreciated him saying it. And hey, it's the truth. We've seen guys. We've talked about the guys in OTAs, and we talked about Elam last year, even if we wanted to a little bit. But we've heard over the years guys in OTAs and doing things, and then we get to camp, and it's like, oh, what happened? Where'd he go?
Yeah, and what's interesting is in the same breath he said the word elite and Mafah in the same sentence.
Sure.
So
Elite
that
running
leads me
instincts.
right. That leads me to believe that if Javonte Williams were to go down, perhaps Phil Mafah might be the immediate backup to Javonte because he plays kind of the same way as a bruiser, doesn't have necessarily the speed, but might be a more consistent. We love that word consistency around here.
Mm-hmm.
Might be a more consistent player in what he provides, pass pro, A, B gap runs, etc. Versus Blue, where there, it has a history of fumbling issues. I don't know if that's correct or not because he didn't carry the ball much last year, but he's got that. Obviously consistency problems that Shotty's talked about in the past. So I just wonder who has the leg up as far as the immediate backup, and maybe they carry all three guys plus Lipke heading into the season, right? Mafah, because I don't know if Mafah necessarily gets the touches, but if he's the immediate backup to fill in for Javonte, then maybe Blue gets the touches to pair with Javonte. I don't know what that would look like, but a very intriguing thing as we head into camp here in a few weeks.
Yeah, and I'm sure from their standpoint, I mean, they drafted those guys, the last draft. You want to see those guys walk through the door and come help your team, obviously. And I'm with you on the running back room. I don't know how it's going to pan out. Would they go light at wide receiver and go 5 and go 3? I don't know. Like I said, I don't think they'll be holding to the two backs on the main roster of the final 53 man roster. That'll be interesting to see. But it's a camp, see how it plays out, and kind of go from there. But hopefully, Moffitt's in a better shape. But obviously he's competing right now. He's not in the cord sessions or nothing. He's out here working in the individual drills and whatnot. Coming off of that shoulder, last year, which, I mean, he did have the shoulder surgery during the season. He did play, or I'm talking about Clemson collegiately, and then had to sit out for the bowl games and whatnot. He came here, was all good for the most part, through preseason. I think we saw things even in preseason that we liked from Mafah. And then shoulder was a little bit of a wink, maybe not, that we didn't see until week 18. So year 2, we'll see that, right? Is there a jump there for him? But to the elite point, right? And he also doubled back on that shot he did on. Got to see when the pads come on, but talks about him and his when he used the elite, some of his running instincts are very elite. So I'm excited to get after it. And I mean, the term, right, the buzzword, the phrase that pays is competition, obviously, in this camp. And there's a lot of it going around at multiple positions, which is exciting.
Yeah, and as far as the running backs go, Lipke kind of muddies the waters a little bit because he's not going anywhere, and he provides some of that power back / fullback stuff that you already have with kind of Javonte, and then you would have again with Mafah as far as the power stuff goes. So man, crazy stuff. But I do know this. All of those guys, RB2, 3, Lipke, all those guys, they've got to provide something on special teams as well. So that RB2 spot might come down to who can play special teams. And maybe Blue is the return man. We had a conversation earlier today in Spaces. Maybe we can bridge over to this about Javonte Turpin and his future with the team. If Blue can prove to be a special teams player, a return guy, Turpin might have a problem on his hands here come the end of camp.
Cowboys Nation, stand up.